I
Camera
record.
on.
All right.
How you doing, sir? Brother man?
Wait a minute. Tequila, hit this, baby.
He's not.
Yes, they got it.
Oh, okay. Cam
Okay.
camera on.
All right.
How you doing, brother man?
Our brother doing fine today.
Hey, nice. Thank you for joining me and giving me this time with you. I could introduce you because I've been knowing you for a long time, but I'd like to allow you to introduce yourself to the audience, if you don't mind, and tell them a little bit about your background, your lived experience, and who you are.
Well, first of all, I want to state that, I'm ignorant to social media. I don't do no social media. I use a phone like a phone. When I left the streets, you understand me, we had the phone that you jiggle at the house. You got the dial phone. Okay,
Yeah.
we none of this was going down, and I'm not comfortable with it. You understand me? But hey, brother, you understand me? What you're trying to do, man? You understand me? You my friend of mine, and I don't mind, sharing a little input. You say
Thank
what I do. Um, I really don't have no title at all. You understand me? I'm a believer of God, and that's a struggle and a fight of his own. But my occupation, I'm a barber and a
you.
communicator.
But not to cut you off, brother, but before we get there, can you let the audience know how long you was incarcerated, how long you've been out now, and what was the mindset that you had while you was incarcerated, and what's your mindset out here in society today?
Um, I was incarcerated for 27 years, 4 months, and 16 days. And my mindset when I was in prison, the first 10 years, because I went in as a youngster, the first 10 years, I was a soldier. The OGs put me to war. I manipulated and went through a lot of entities, the Nation of Islam and everything like this here. And when they wanted to knock me off, because I messed around, I was raised up on that pork, and I stole a sheep pan of pork, and the Muslims wanted to kill me.
Yeah,
So I switched over from that and got up out of there, because I got a little weak. You gonna kill me for grabbing a pork chop? You
yeah.
understand? I wasn't too much cool with that shit. So I then a brother handed me the Bible, man, and I started really reading the Bible. That was after 15 years that I was incarcerated. And I read the Bible and read it over and over and over, and it just amazed me, man. It changed my life. It amazed me. I read the Bible over and over from Genesis to Revelation. You could possibly say 70 times.
That's right. That's right. So the mindset you had is shifted at one point in time,
It
huh?
shifted. It shifted because I
Okay.
went in at such a young age, and I had fear when I first went in. So
Okay.
I thought that I had to be down. I thought that I had to kill a nigga fast. You know what I mean? And
So So, not to cut you off, can you share with us some of your experiences? Because a lot of people glamorize prison, and I want you to just give it to them raw and uncut. Because that's the type of individual you are. What was your take on prison?
my take on prison, man, it's the most demoralizing, disgusting, inhumane situation. It was breaking a black man down, tearing us up. It was degrading. It was the most nastiest, vilest, stinkiest, dangerous thing that I have ever entered into. And also, too, bro, hey man, it was so inhumane, brother. The processes that we had to go through and following rules and all that old type of stuff. Getting strip search, bending your butt out, doing all this type of stuff, squatting, walk like a duck, everything, bro.
Yeah,
I
I
mean, that
understand.
type of stuff like that, man. I would never in my life I wouldn't commit now crime. You got to go through some shit like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
It
know what I
wasn't
mean?
pretty. I recall. Yeah, what you're saying is true. It wasn't pretty at all. It was demoralizing. It was sad, depressing. There was
I
nothing
mean,
pretty
it was
about
it, it was the most loneliest state. Enter into loneliness and and leaving your family, your mama and everybody worrying about you. And I'm up in here dealing with men that can't read, that's ignorant. I mean, members from hardcore shit, everybody under fear, different races. The black man was against everything. We had to fight everybody.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I
It
want to.
made
I
me,
think.
brother man, at one point, man, I was a caged animal, man.
Yeah, yes, I understand, and I appreciate you coming on here and sharing with us with all and authors inside. So our mission is to read average youth. We're trying to reduce recidivism, and we're trying to bring hope, healing, and reform. And by you being on here sharing your take on your experience, it's gonna do some good to somebody out there. So I just want to
I
thank you,
mean, I
man.
mean, it shouldn't even be no recidivism. If a man had to go through that type of demoralizing racial tension, violent tensions, riots, wars, murders, all this type of stuff, child molestation, rapists, and everything, every vile situation that happens in Los Angeles, California, in California, period, as a whole state, you're going to end up at one of these California prisons. And it's not a game.
Now, Mister Brother Man, how long have you been out?
I've been out 16 years now, glory to God, by his
So
glorious grace.
okay, now
And
being
that's
out
16, and that 16 years, brother man, when I first got out of prison, I didn't understand that I needed to transition, that I had to go through a large transition state because when I got out, they just let me out. I didn't go to no halfway house. And when I got out, man, I remember the lady took me to a restaurant to buy me some tacos when I first got out. And
Yeah,
look at here, man, I was finna attack the Mexicans up in there because they walked in there so deep. I mean, I didn't know that I was in that bad shape.
yeah,
I was a caged animal, bro. And I
yes,
had
sir.
to get all that stuff off me, man. And the
So
woman
how
at
did how did how did how did how did you finally get it up off you?
through daily tour, I stayed. That's when I was in the church environment. I'm not so much in the church environment now because I just read the gospel. I'm kind of um, um, unhappy and disappointed with some of the churches that I was involved in. But anyway, I got some structure from church. I operated in church. And then I met my wife, and my wife mentored to me a whole lot, talked to me, calm down, you need all that. My family and my daughter is I don't want to say with her occupation, but she works in law enforcement and everything like this here. And I had a lot of people in my lives that would talk to me, dad, 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 because I still had a war mentality type of mind.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And that's the part because when I was in level 4, you have to listen, man. Listen, you have to fight to see the next day. You have to demand that you're going to see the next day.
brother man, did you have a life sentence or what was your sentence?
I got sentenced to 57 years, brother. Straight
And
time. I got 50 sentenced to 57 years with halftime, but I spent 8 straight years in the shoe.
yes, sir. Yes,
And
sir.
so when I was in the shoe into solitary confinement for 8 straight years, that was the most best time of my prison stay because that's when I just read the Bible from Genesis to Revelation. I didn't read nothing else, Genesis to Revelation. Then I started reading medical books. Then I started reading law books. I started reading things that will help me to take care of my life so I could survive. I had to read medical books because we weren't always able to go to the doctor or something like this here. So you better know something. So if I got stabbed or got stuck, I better know how to tie off the artery and do all this type of stuff, bro. I had to learn that on my own, man, by reading, bro, just to survive. I was at Pelican Bay. I was at Folsom. I was at all the hardcores and more. I was at Soledad. I was at Corcoran. I was at Calipat. I was at every joint there is. In every joint, you understand me, in a level 4 mean business, baby.
Yeah,
You know,
indeed. Yeah.
it's
And
not,
what
it's
year?
not.
What can you tell the audience what year was this when you was going through all these different prisons? What year was this?
I started at I started at San Quentin in 82. I went to
1982.
Folsom. I went to Folsom in '84. Um, I went to Calipat. I went to Corcoran in '88. I went to Calipat um a few years after that. Then no, I went from Corcoran. I went to the SHU for 8 years. Then they sent me to Pelican Bay SHU from the SHU that I was in. They sent me to Pelican Bay SHU. Then they put me on Pelican Bay line. And then I was at Soledad. Man, I was at a host of penitentiaries. It wasn't many penitentiaries back in the days when I first went in, far as level 4 is concerned.
So all the prisons you've been through and all the years you was incarcerated, it's a blessing that you was able to gain your freedom.
You know, brother, man, I didn't never thought that I was gonna be free, bro. I mean, to be honest, I thought that I was gonna kill somebody or someone was gonna kill me. And so I never thought. The only time I remember that I know when I got to the point that I was close to 10 years to come home, then I said, I might be able to pull this off. I might be able to pull this off. I might make it.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then after I got 10 years, then I looked around, I got 5 years. And then when I got time from ready for me to go home, I was contemplating, I really didn't even want to go home because I was like, damn, I mean, what I'm gonna do? I mean, who I know, where I'm gonna go?
Yeah.
Because I'm not
So
the type of cat that run to mama or run to anybody, man. I pull it on my own, man. And
what type of coping mechanism, what type of how did you, what type of what type of things did you tell yourself to stay away from killing someone or to be able to get your mind right so you can come home? What type of tools did you use?
well, one of the tools that I use a lot of the prison tools. I was really antisociable. I let my yes be yes and my no be no. I don't talk that much. I don't engage in crowds. I don't go out. I don't do anything that most common people do because that is a security place for me. For me to stay by myself and stay withdrawn and stay standoffish, you understand me? Stay away from humans. You understand me? I won't get into no shit because if somebody tries some shit, you know what I mean? I go into a combat mode.
Yeah.
So those type of things, man, helped me to stay withdrawn. I went to church environments and things like this here. Then I was going to school. I started going to school. You understand me? To create. First, I start. I'm a veteran. So first, I started working for the government. And when I
This is
worked
upon your
for the government, the government helped me to start calming down and different things. Because I went to groups and everything like this here. You know.
self-help groups. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, now tell the audience what you've been doing since you've been home. What type of occupation you in today?
Well, I'm a barber and a communicator, and I have two business. I have a barbering business, a barber shop, and also I have a light hauling business. And then my wife have a few businesses of her own that I assist her with.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's good. I applaud you for that. That's amazing. That's good, man. So before we go, you what's your overall goal before it's all said and done? What would you like to what would you like to leave behind before you go?
Hey, brother, man, let me tell you something. I do not have no goal. The only thing that I want to do, I want to get closer and closer to that word. I want to, I just want to be able to act that word out and apply that word in my life. That's the only goal. It's a daily fight for me. The only thing for me, man, is God and the word of God and Jesus. That's the only way I roll. You know what I mean? And that's the only thing that it kept me while I was in the penitentiary, and it's keeping me now. The only goal, I just want to become more and more like that word, man. That's all that I want. That's all of my desire is to
That's
become
right.
more and more like that word, bro.
Okay.
Because
Now,
I already lived the physical fight. I didn't already live that and got out. Now I want to dance in the spiritual fight, baby.
that's right. That's right.
And I
Yes,
get
sir.
I get a little hyper about that, man, because that's all I want.
That's
I
right.
don't want, I got cars. I got 3 cars. I don't need no things.
Yes, sir.
I need
Yes,
that
sir.
word and Jesus operating in my life.
What can you tell the young people? What type of advice you have for the young people?
I can tell you one thing: you mess around and get with the bad company, wrong company, and you stop educating yourself, and you start running these streets, and you start messing with a whole lot of these drugs. They got something for you, baby. Yeah, they don't cry, mama. You understand me? When you get behind, because mama can't save you back there, baby. I'm gonna tell you something. You want to go out there, think you bad if you want to, baby. There for you too. You understand me? So you better get yourself together, man, to fly right, man, and just work your common job and live out here in society and eat food, man. Because listen here, it's the most corrupt entity that there is on earth.
That's right. Yes, sir. That's well said.
You know,
That's well said. And thank you, man. That's real talk, what you just said, man.
yes,
And
sir.
that's why I always appreciate you in our friendship because you always gave it real and uncut. So that's why I was looking forward to this interview.
All right, thank you, brother, man. I appreciate you, man. I hope, man, it may do something, man, because I'm just an individual, just gonna tell you the truth of the fact, man. That's who I am, man. People that
Thank you.
know me, man. People that know me. I don't shuck and jive. What
That's
it
right.
is what it is. I just need that word. Keep on reading that word. I need to stay in that word. If I ever get out of that word, everybody better run.
Yeah, that's right.
You dig it?
Thank you, brother, man. I
All
appreciate it,
right.
man. You have a good night, man. I
You
appreciate
too,
you,
brother.
man.
All right, baby.
Camera off.